This video is sponsored in part by Best Buy. If you want to know what Samsung's best QD OLED TV of the year is, it's this one. This is the Samsung S95D OLED TV, which checks off the boxes that matter. It has some unique features I wish were present on other TVs from other brands, but it could use some improvement in a few areas. Of course, if you'd like to pick it up, please consider using the links in the description. Let's discover why this is Samsung's best QD OLED TV of the year, because this is Tech Today. The hardware and design of the Samsung S95D QD-OLED is clean and minimal, quickly making the most crucial thing shine, the display, and it does this without drawing attention to other aspects of it. It is shockingly thin, making it perfect for mounting directly onto a wall, giving it that really premium look due to the One Connect box. You can attach the One Connect box to the stand itself if you want, but its benefit is that you can relocate it and everything connected to it somewhere else behind closed doors, like a TV stand. This removes much of the bulk and clutter you often see from various things connected to your TV. All your ports and cables route to the box, creating a clean look. The One Connect box hosts 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, which supports 4K 144Hz, one that supports eARC, 1 RF input, 3 USB-A ports, 1 optical audio out, Ethernet Wi-Fi 5, and Bluetooth 5.2. The included remote is relatively small and simple, but has a solar cell built into the back, so you won't have to worry about charging it. I love this and wish other brands would copy it. The only way to improve it is to build a smart tag tracker into it, which Samsung could do because they already make them. You can also use your smartphone like a Samsung Galaxy to control the TV with a digital remote. The display size options are 55-inch, 65-inch, and 77-inch, which I have here. However, I wish there was a larger 85-inch size, as it strangely feels a bit small in a larger room like this. Along the back of the TV, you'll see 70 watts of speakers, creating a 4.2.2 channel setup, which includes up-firing speakers to create a more immersive sound, specifically through the OTS Plus or Object Tracking Sound Plus feature, which creates a bubble of sound around you. Here's a sample of how it sounds. Now, I do have to admit, the immersiveness of the speakers on this are pretty impressive for a TV speaker set. I would still much rather prefer having a, sound bar, a sub, a surround sound system. But if you need something to hold you over, these speakers are actually pretty good and immersive. But from the front and the left and the right, not so much from the back. The SD95D is compatible with Dolby Atmos and pairs well with Q Symphony compatible Samsung soundbars, which would conveniently slide in underneath the TV. Regarding special processing, Samsung has an Active Voice Amplifier Pro feature that uses AI to make voices more audible without increasing background noise. This feature is excellent for those Christopher Nolan films, but the Adaptive Sound Pro feature also measures the content and the room to get the best sound. Now, I think the voice amplifier mode is somewhat helpful. It will increase some of the voices in some movies like Oppenheimer, like I'm watching right now, but it's kind of boosting the overall frequency range in the high end, so it's not doing the clever AI stuff that a Sony TV, like a modern Sony TV will do, where it's able to just take the voice alone and not boost any of the background noise. So you can hear a little bit of the background music and stuff like that just kind of pop up a little bit more. It's a little bit brighter along with the vocals, so it's okay. It works-ish, but it's not as good as other options out there. One neat thing is 360 audio mode, which is available if you have a pair of Samsung Galaxy Buds, like the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. This mode gives you a unique immersive sound that some people like. Now, a lot of you have seen my review of the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, and if you haven't, you should check it out in the card up here. But Best Buy wanted to sponsor this portion of the video to remind you of why I like these so much. First, their active noise cancellation is their best yet, with technology that adapts to your surroundings to block out noise the best. I've used these while on planes and out and about, and it does a fantastic job. Second, it has a new design and comfortable fit. I find them more comfortable and secure than the prior generation. Third, it delivers high quality sound with a custom EQ feature to tune it to my taste, making it my go-to on Android. Fourth, it's especially awesome if you use it with a Samsung device because it unlocks a microphone quality that is among the best I've ever heard on an earbud, if not the best so far. Plus, with Galaxy AI, you can ask it for directions or translate conversations live, The Galaxy Buds 3 Pro is an excellent gift for yourself or someone else. For the holiday season between December 9th and 29th, you can get $60 off the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro at Best Buy. Check out the link in the description or scan the QR code here. Now, one of the most unique but controversial features is the anti-glare display, which is a game changer in my opinion. TVs are often placed in living rooms with large windows everywhere and lights from the ceiling or around the room. And traditional glossy displays can look amazing in dark rooms and at night, but can be highly distracting in every other situation where you can see your lamp, your window, or yourself. Instead of a highly dense reflection, the anti-glare display disperses the light so that the image underneath is visible and apparent, while it slightly impacts saturation with the darks appearing rays in those particular spots where the light hits it, which you can perhaps see here because the light that's lighting me is kind of shining here in the middle. Overall, it is much easier on the eyes as you're not trying to see beyond the reflection. It is less distracting and strangely more saturated in perception in some situations. At night or in the dark, it looks like any other OLED TV. Now, I'm not entirely sure what kind of technology that they're using here. It's not the same anti-glare feature that you would see on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, but what I can say is that it's not like a traditional matte display that has that kind of texture that washes out the colors and reduces contrast levels. This is much like what you would see on the Apple MacBook Pro, which is really awesome. I have a review of that up here that just goes in depth about that nano texture display that I really like. These newer approaches to anti-glare provide inky blacks and contrast, which allows you to get that great shiny OLED pop and specular highlights. A glossy finish is no longer required to get that excellent OLED look. And just like typical OLED, it looks absolutely incredible and best in dark rooms. Beyond the anti-glare display, this panel looks incredible. The colors are vibrant and the display is nice and bright, actually 20% brighter than the previous generation, reaching over 1,700 nits in a 10% window. Everything looks nice and sharp, and there's no blooming because of that OLED technology. The panel is Pantone validated, and the filmmaker mode provides the most color accurate setting, with the warm 2 setting providing even more accuracy. The one downside of this filmmaker mode setting is that it does reduce the overall brightness. And some people have said that they have experienced black crush at times. I haven't noticed that myself. And even with this reduction in brightness, I much prefer this setting because I like a more accurate image, and the anti-glare does help. If you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, a neat feature is the ability to color calibrate the display. This can be found in the expert display settings. While this is nice to have as an option, a proper calibration tool will be far more accurate. The S95D has many gaming features built into it that provide a stellar experience. First is the Gaming Hub, which makes it easy to use streaming game services like Xbox Game Pass and Nvidia GeForce Now. Then there's support for 144Hz, VRR, ALLM, and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, and an input lag of only 9 milliseconds. That's a lot of letters. Do you ever think about how nerdy we sound to regular people? Anyways, as for sports, a lot of people have mentioned stuttering for high action moments, which is less than ideal on your TV. Samsung's NQA AI Gen 2 processor powers the S95D and runs Tizen OS, which isn't my favorite TV OS. I much prefer Google TV or WebOS. Tizen OS always feels like it takes me way more steps to do everything, and to create or log into a Samsung account if you want to download and install any apps that aren't pre-installed. Like, I always want to figure out how to get a default app on the main page, and I stumble around for a while until I figure out how to do that. It's annoying. It's not very intuitive. Beyond that, Tizen OS has some nice features. You have access to your smart things and Matter devices, multi-view support, and an eye comfort mode. And that feature can reduce the brightness and color saturation after sunset to make it easier for you to go to bed. Kind of think of this as like a smartphone's eye comfort or night mode, but in a TV form. Additionally, many features like 4K AI upscaling are built in and on by default to provide a better viewing experience. However, these features can sometimes be inconsistent, but when they do work, they look good. While the Samsung S95D is an incredible TV, I'll be sad to send it back to Samsung because I'm only borrowing it. I don't get to keep this. It isn't perfect. First, it doesn't support Dolby Vision. Instead, it only supports HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and HLG formats. Additionally, it can look over-processed at times with over-sharpening and saturation. Outside of this, I really haven't encountered any other glaring issues. Glaring issues, anti-glare. Sorry. If I were to make a suggestion, I would get the Samsung S95D. It's an incredible TV and easily Samsung's best this year. It's hard to find a lot to dislike about it. The anti-glare display is a massive quality of life improvement, but some would still prefer a glossy display. I do hope that Samsung will provide an anti-glare as an option in the following generations, but not a requirement. But I'd love to know your thoughts on the Samsung S95D, especially that anti-glare display. This review was made possible by a review sample provided by Samsung over the past 5 or 6 months, which will be returned after this review. Oh, I'm so sad about that. They did not sponsor this video. They have no editorial control or review control, and they can only see it for the first time alongside you. The only sponsor of this video is Best Buy. Thanks for watching This Is Tech Today. Until next time.